The Hulk Hogan case. And before we get to him,
such a huge story. So many people talking about this. It's important both for the media and for the internet.
Both sides of it. So before you talk to him, we're going to talk to Lindsay Janis, who spoke with some of the jurors and how they reached their verdict.
This morning, the 6 jurors who awarded Hulk Hogan more than $140 million in his case against Gawker, speaking out exclusively to ABC News.
In effect, they broke the law, though. In Florida, they broke the law.
Standing by their decision to punish the site for invading Hogan's privacy by posting a tape of him having sex.
There's absolutely no doubt that the decision we made was absolutely correct.
You believe that he was emotionally distressed by it?
If we were all in the same circumstances, how would we feel about it? And emotionally, we would have all been pretty devastated.
He's still a human being, just like everyone else. Did any of you think that he might have been behind that tape?
Even if he knew he was being recorded, there's still no right to put that out there if he doesn't want it put out.
How did you feel about Gawker's First Amendment argument?
It wasn't applicable. Right.
Gawker made it clear to everyone that they were all around about crossing the line.
They also had strong words for Gawker's founder, Nick Denton.
I saw you, Selena, looking right at Nick Denton as the verdict was being read.
I was looking to see some remorse, and he still had blatant disregard for what he did.
If you guys had 5 minutes with Nick Denton, what would you say to him?
Don't demean yourself by going for the vulgar and the lewd and the trashy. Stick to newsworthy journalism. You understand what that is.
Put yourself in their shoes if you have the ability to do that. I don't even know that they have the heart to be able to do that. It's just amazing everything that I listen to them. Like, they have no heart, no soul. It's all about the almighty dollar to them, and it's sick.
At the heart of the case, the jurors say, is an individual's right to privacy, regardless of celebrity.
How will you feel if this gets overturned on appeal?
We drew a line, and we hope others draw a line.
A little ethics.
I hope that he fights it all the way for all of us.
I think he'll win.
For Good Morning America, Lindsay Janis, ABC News, St. Pete Beach, Florida.
And joining us now to share his side of the story is the founder of Gawker, Nick Denton. Nick, good morning to you.
Hey, Dan.
Let me ask you, I was sitting here with you watching those jurors, and they had some pretty tough things to say about you. That one juror said you have no heart, no soul, that it's all about the almighty dollar, and it's sick. Just give me a sense of what goes through your head when you hear somebody say that.
Well, for a start, we never had any advertising running on this story. We didn't actually make any money out of it at all. And you know what it's like as a journalist. If you actually were feeling every single thing that a subject was feeling when a story came out, frankly, there would be no news. No stories would actually ever get written. And we do put the story first, and I am unapologetic about that.
Another of the jurors said, and I think I know your answer to this because I think you may have just answered it, but another of the jurors said she was looking for you to show some remorse. Do you feel any remorse about posting that sex tape now?
No, I don't. We didn't post the sex tape. We posted 9 seconds of sexual activity in an excerpt of a much, much longer tape. It was in the context of a story. The story has been found newsworthy by a federal judge, by the appeals court on repeated occasions. I believe it was newsworthy. Those judges agreed that it was newsworthy, and so it is a story that we would do again.
When we spoke to those jurors, one of the things they told us was that a key moment for them was hearing your now former editor say that he would post a sex tape of a child as long as that child was north of 4 years old. Now, you've later said that he was joking, but I have to imagine that's a damaging moment.
Oh, it was absolutely a damaging moment. It was a flip remark which he'd made at the end of a day. He was being harried by Hogan's lawyers. The same question was being asked repeatedly, and they got to him, and we paid a price.
One of your main arguments has been that the jury was not allowed to hear from a key witness. Who would have said, you say, that Hogan knew he was being recorded during that sexual encounter. However, it's interesting, we asked the jury about this, and they said even if they had heard that at trial, it wouldn't have made a difference to them.
Well, I mean, I don't know how they could know that. Bubba Clem, who's the man at the very heart of this, the radio shock jock who shared his wife, encouraged his wife to sleep with Hulk Hogan and then taped the encounters. His testimony was actually vital to our case. I think it was vital to any understanding of what was going on. He was the one who actually received the text message from Hulk Hogan, a document that was actually unsealed by the appeals court, on the final day of trial. Which actually shows that Hulk Hogan's motives in this case were entirely different from the ones that he actually was talking about.
It's worth noting that Clem has made varying statements on this issue of whether Hogan knew.
This was an interview to the FBI. When lies are punishable, it's a crime to lie to the FBI. He said that Hogan knew that there were cameras in the house. He knew he was being taped. They were best friends. They knew everything about each other's life. So I just don't think it's credible for Hulk Hogan to pretend that he actually had no idea of what was going on.
Hogan gave an interview after the trial. He said there was a moment in the trial where the two of you were having a stare down and that you, quote, scared the hell out of him. Are you aware of this and do you have any response to it?
I was aware that our eyes met for a considerable amount of time. He's looked at this whole thing through a wrestling metaphor. It's some kind of wrestling match. It's a smackdown, leg drops. It's actually a serious case. It's a serious case, which I think in many people's eyes, just trying to draw the line between privacy and the free press. I actually think it's more about publicity versus the free press. That Hulk Hogan was talking about his sex life incessantly on TMZ, on the Howard Stern show. He was joking about this tape. He didn't like the story that we wrote. That's his right. It's the right of the jury not to like the story that we wrote. But it's a free press, and in this country, people are allowed to write what they want, and people are allowed to read what they want.
Nick Denton, thank you very much.